Amidst the waging war between ESL Pro League and Flashpoint League, the semi-exclusive overlapping CSGO online leagues, which by the way are still housing staffs underneath their roof to put on the show for all of you guys at home as well. On top of that though, now we have Sir Scoots, also tied to the CSGO Player Association, calling out during a time of coronavirus outbreak. Is it okay? Is it morally okay to have all these staff members for ESL and Flashpoint going into a studio just to put on a show between these two combating leagues? And it drives a debate, you know, for all of you guys at home. Is this okay to potentially risk lives to put on a CSGO show in a CSGO league? It's actually Sir Scoots calling these guys out, going back and forth between Thorn as well. And it's a very curious thing. He first stated on Twitter as well that the CS League arms race has ESL and Flashpoint deciding that social distancing and stay-at-home orders mean nothing to them. Knock it the F off and close those studios and go full remote like the rest of the world. When one of you gets infected and kills a relative, I hope all the boasting and chest beating about your viewership numbers was worth it. Thorn also then responds with his own little tweet. The implication if one of us gets it and someone dies, that it clearly came from working this event and thus we were essentially murderers or committing manslaughter is effing outrageous. F you. And that was all they said. Sir Scoots had a few more tweets about this. He now knows definitely who his friends are or who those close to him, what they really are. And around this, it does just drive the question. I'm not trying to target, you know, either league here. I've certainly talked poorly and I would say talked, frankly, positively about both leagues as well, as they do continue to compete in viewership and being the only online CS we have right now. Certainly, I myself really do enjoy the content. Is it worth people potentially risking being infected or infecting others? I don't know if I really have the knowledge to make that statement right now, but it certainly is out there for all of you guys to debate as well. On top of that, I do believe ESL is actually housing all of their staff under the same roof, so they're only interacting with each other and not outside people as well, if that does, you know, help the case. But it certainly is a weird time. We are currently in a pandemic worldwide, and we still have studios putting on CSGO shows because, let's be honest about this. Let's be frank. If there is no manpower, no ability, or no, you know, wanting to risk going fully remote, if Flashpoint could really do that, let's say they can't put on the show going fully remote, all of a sudden the league collapses in its first initial year in the early phases, maybe they simply can't afford to do so. So I think it certainly does kind of question an argument out there. You know, their backs are against the wall. Maybe they're choosing to not go fully remote simply because they can't. Maybe they have other reasons as well. And I put myself in their shoes. If it was an all or nothing kind of thing, do you risk it all? I don't know. I do not like Thorn's antics and his boasting like anyone else out there. I think it's gotten a bit extreme, especially as a creative director for the Flashpoint League, the things he has said and the things he has done, which we'll talk more about in the future. But in a little bit defense, if it was all or nothing for me in this channel and I had to maybe go out and risk some things to actually, you know, produce for all of you guys, I don't know if I can sit here honestly and say I would not risk it. So that's my standpoint. You guys, of course, can debate it in the comment section down below. Another debateful topic, is debateful even a word out there? That's going to be NiKo's continued onslaught of the Krieg, and certainly at this point, something's bound to happen, right? Once Valve is back in the studio making updates, the Krieg has to be nerfed. NiKo has done this time and time again. He has now taken to an Instagram story to describe the Krieg and its issues even further. As he states, it's overpowered as F. You guys know I can't say the word. He used the fact that you can use it as an op in most of the situations, and in some of them even more powerful than the op. And the reason why it pisses me off the most is that it's helping so much to the players with the worst aim. I just hate the feeling that they couldn't have killed me in some situations if there was no Krieg. And yeah, I don't know if there's many opposition to this. I think when it first, many months ago, the Krieg became back into the meta with the price reduction and, of course, a few of the changes here and there, I was excited to see a brand new weapon finally enter the meta of this, 2 rifles and an op kind of setting. So I was excited for it. It's now reached a breaking point, though, where if you can ever afford a Krieg in any situation, you're going to see teams running it as much as possible. It's become a bit egregious to me. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are about this, but I figure if many pro players, including NiKo, are going to keep this up and keep targeting Valve about this and calling it how overpowered it truly is, something will change eventually. And so I'll keep covering it until those changes are made. And very lastly, I was going to make this video some time ago. Am I worried about Astralis? Is Astralis going to, come back and still be able to win another major in a row? I have no idea, but I certainly at a time, a weeks back, was not worried about Astralis. I'm kind of entering the atmosphere of maybe being a bit worried as they lose time and time again. Online play certainly probably not in their favor, but time and time again, going back to Blast Pro Spring Series group play, dropping 2 series there, one of which was to Na'Vi, the other to Complexity. Also losing again to Na'Vi at Katowice was pretty impressive. NIP then take them down. Also in the beginning onslaught of ESL Pro League, those opening weeks were full of upsets. Then we go most recently though, just this past weekend again for ESL Pro League, Fnatic take them down, and Na'Vi yet again for the 3rd time this year are rickety rolling a team like Astralis. Yes, online play, probably not the huge benefit for a team who obviously can win majors on LAN when it does matter. They win the big events, but still, Na'Vi looking great so far. Many teams beating up on Astralis that never had before, losing 6 times this year in best of 3 series for an Astralis that was so dominant, although we always look back to the beginning of 2019 where the same thing was happening. I don't think they were losing this frequently, especially to a team like Na'Vi. Am I worried about Astralis? No. Am I slowly getting there? Maybe, but I don't think we can really say much until we go back on LAN. Watch, we're going to be back on LAN in 2 months, and Astralis is going to come out of the gates and kill everyone. I can certainly see that happening. I'm not worried yet, but congrats to Na'Vi, looking very good. And that's CSGO news. I hope you guys are all doing well. Some stories coming soon. I do apologize. There's been so many other esports gaming and especially Valorant stories out there I want to get out for you guys. I will have some CSGO stories tied to Valorant coming out very shortly, and certainly a Flashpoint video coming sometime soon. There's a lot of stuff out there I'm certainly late on, and so I really do apologize to you guys. I'm trying to pump out content as fast as I possibly can. Until next time, thank you all for watching. All right, see ya.